Welcome back, survivors, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance made contact with his inner other voice. Rajak needs his medicine, and Zoltana enjoys a nice steak meal. Our inmates found themselves at the business end of the hangman's noose, as they faced the law of the dawn. The last we saw, blood was falling from the sky upon their bodies. Are our inmates dead at the bottom of the gallows? Has the apocalypse really started? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die. So, the last you guys were conscious, you were standing on the gallows and it fell out beneath you. Your eyes have just opened and you are aware as you look up that there are clouds in the sky and there is blood raining upon your face. Around you, you can hear murmurs, screams coming from the town, but also from the guards and the staff of the prison nearby. The prisoners themselves seem to be railing against the chains and against the bars within their cell. You guys are still feel the tightness of the rope around your necks. You can still feel the manacles tying your arms behind your back. What do you guys want to do?
I believe last episode, Brain Friend actually consciously spoke to me as well, right? And said
Correct.
So it has begun?
Yes, excellent. It has begun. Yeah.
Okay, in my brain, I'm going to be like, what the fuck does that mean? What just happened? Am I dead?
Do you feel dead?
I don't think so. Is this what dead feels like? I'm not sure what dead feels like. Is this what dead feels like?
You are definitely aware that you can feel your body. You can feel the noose around your neck. You can feel the wetness of the blood on your face. You can feel the broken gallows beneath you. You can sense and feel Rajak and Zoltana. You can also feel Lindrin, or not Lindrin. You can also feel Fisty, quite close to you. You can definitely feel these things. You don't feel any different as if you'd just woken up this morning, apart from the fact that you can barely breathe.
I can mentally sense these people next to me.
Yes, you can.
Oh, that's new. Okay, I'm definitely not dead.
Consider it a little gift.
Huh.
And as he says that, you become aware of Lindrin is nearby. You become aware that you can sense Caden nearby. You can sense many of the other prisoners nearby within your... You think extending your range 120 foot is probably not beyond your reasoning, but beyond that, you can't sense many other people. There's a lot of voices, and almost as if it comes rushing in all at once, it kind of goes rushing out again. You feel like you have control on what you can listen to, should you wish.
That's very interesting. I sit up. Is Raul and Zoltana awake?
They are literally right next to you. You guys have also woken up. You all woke up exactly the same time.
Guys?
It's more like, guys! The rope is still pretty taut around your necks. You have just been hung. I wish to throw that out there.
Hold on.
You're still awake. Hey, guys, we gotta get out of here.
So I'm struggling to breathe too?
Everyone is struggling to breathe, yes.
All right, I'm going to spit acid on my rope.
Okay.
It's more like drooling. Just, yeah.
Yeah, you lull your ginormous head over onto the rope. You begin to dribble a bit of acid. Probably less than 10, 15 seconds later, it's broken. You're essentially free from your noose. Zoltana, what do you want to do?
She's just like sitting there, like trying to breathe right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think she'd want to like talk. I think she'd want to save her breath. So she'd probably like quickly look over and make some kind of shoulder motion so that the guys know she's okay. But she's not talking. It's smarter not to talk when you're trying to breathe.
Rawl's struggling to breathe in a different way. Rawl's basically big, deep breaths in. It seems like he's hyperventilating, but he's just like purposely taking large breaths.
Well, can you get me out of this shit? Well.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
I just want you to do that for
You
2
did
more
this.
minutes.
You did this to me.
This is all your fault.
Look at this innocent look right now. All right, so yeah, what do you guys want to do? What are you up to right this moment? I'm aware that you're eating through, well, your acid is eating through the rope. Zoltana is wiggling around, giving the impression that she's in fact still alive. Balance, you still have the rope around your neck.
No, I was...
Can I crawl?
Yeah, of
over
course
somewhere?
you can.
Okay, yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
your
crawl
hands
over
are still
there.
tied behind your back when in the manacles, but your feet are still free to move around. Your head is unmuzzled. You know.
Yeah, I need to ask someone what the fuck is going on. So I'm going to sit up and go over and I'm going to do balance in Zoltanis because I kind of, at least somewhat, don't think that they're out to get me. So I'm gonna do their ropes too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say you can pretty much do that. Probably about 20 seconds later. I mean, Zoltana, for you, the world is beginning to go dark again. Because the rope was left that much longer around your throat, and you came back into consciousness and kind of like wiggling around sort of begins to tighten a little bit more, but then you feel it just like snap and release as the Dragonborn companion has melted through, has burnt through the rope with his acid. You guys are all kind of free. Around you, next to you, you can see Liana, who is still tied up. She still has the rope around her neck. You can see that Fisty, his neck is broken. He is lifeless, devoid of life. Across to where the guy who activated the gallows, he is essentially the gallows is broken all around you. There's debris everywhere. It's not hanging you anymore. That kind of big crossbeam is like smashed down on the ground in front of you. Big portions of the wood that formed this are splintered and have basically pierced through the guy who pulled the lever to activate the gallows. He's definitely not breathing. Opposite you can see that Caden, Kythea, and a couple of the other guards have hit the deck. You can see that Kythea has a head wound that is heavily bleeding. You can see that Caden looks like he's taken a bit of a tumble, and you can see that his leg is broken, but he's trying to get himself back to his feet and pull himself around. You can see Lindrin has kind of, in the time it's taken you guys to free yourself from the rope, you can see that he's on his knees and his head is bowed. Zoltana, you would recognize this instantly as a dude praying to a god. This is what you guys see around you. The guards are in pretty much chaos. There is blood staining the ground around you.
Are our hands bound, or did Rawl
Your hands are
disintegrate
still
those?
bound because they were bound with manacles, not rope.
Can I try to strength my way out of the manacles?
Absolutely. It's a DC 20.
I'm not going to make it, but I'm going to try.
Keep trying.
Is that a strength check?
Yes, please. Or dexterity. You can do either.
Yeah, that's an 8. No way.
Again, pretty much exactly like when you were previously when you were trying to break through your manacles during the day. They're just too strong. They are just too stubborn. And obviously you're kind of a little bit winded from being hung just now. So your strength isn't at your absolute maximum right now.
Mm-hmm. In that case, she's going to turn and... Is Caden okay?
No.
Caden has a broken leg, but he's trying to get to his feet. He looks like he's trying to survey what's going on, and he's pale, pretty much the same as everyone.
Well, that's vaguely okay, so...
Rawl, get me out of these manacles quickly, please.
It will take too long. It works on rope.
Ah, fuck. Balance is gonna stumble to his feet and run over to Caden.
That's what I was going to suggest.
You can both go over. In theory, all
Yeah.
three of you could go over if you want. It's your characters. Do what you want with them.
Okay. Zoltana, you take care of Caden. I'll take care of Kathia. Go.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't want to take care of him. I wanted to bind me.
Well, those kind of go hand in hand. But good to see
Caden's
where
sort
your
of like-
morals are.
You can see him struggling to get up, and he just can't. And every time he puts his weight on it, you can see a bit more blood gushing out, and he basically is just sitting down on his ass. He looks up at Zoltana as you rush over, and he's like, "What on earth was? Fuck! What was that?"
I literally have no idea. Listen, Caden, I'll tell you what. You do me a favor. You unmanacle me, and I'll fix your leg.
I don't. Okay, I trust you not to run. And he reaches into his onto the keychain he has, and he beckons you forward and sort of like does the motion with his arm for you to turn around. And you feel the manacles on the back of your wrist just pop open.
Sweet. So she is going to put her hands on his leg and do some lay on hands for
Whoop whoop.
5
You have a maximum of 10.
thank you, for 10 points. No, 5 points. I want to save some. I'm going to give him 5.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, you put your hands over either side of the wound, and you begin to channel the essence of Tyr. Nailed it. You begin to channel the I can't remember your god. You begin
How
to channel the
dare
essence
you.
of Tyr, and anyone who can see this, they can see a kind of whitish glow coming from the wound, and as it fades down, you can see that this the bone has knitted, that the skin itself has knitted over, and you have healed his leg. Before I carry on with you, what's Roljak up to?
Raw's probably panicking a little too much to really know or be paying attention to what's going on over there with Caden and Lindrin and all that.
Okay,
I would say he's probably going to try to do a dexterity to get out. I know that's not going to
Go
work.
for it. You can try it. It's
yeah.
exactly the same check. It's still a 20.
But he's panicking and he kind of wants his arms. So that's a net 1.
I don't know if I should be a dick like someone else was to me when I nat 1 trying to get out of this dex. Yeah, I'm going to do
Go
it
for
anyway.
Yeah, whatever.
You are going to take 1d6 of damage as you
Okay,
scratch
great.
up
Fuck it.
the inside of your arms, attempting to get out of these. These are manacles. They are made of metal. They are kind of, not exactly sharp, but you are rubbing quite hard against them to try and flex your arms through them.
Now you're sounding like me.
Yeah, like I said, this wasn't going to work.
I'm so sorry, and you take 6
Okay.
points of damage. I'm not
Awesome.
taking that back. I won't take it back.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this is what has happened to you. You're trying to break your way out. Can you also take a con save for me, please?
15.
You feel that very woozy feeling in your head like you had earlier when you received the news that you were going to be hung by the rope until you were dead a couple of hours ago. But you're kind of like extreme focus, the pain that's currently along your wrists and your arms from having just scratched yourself up, it kind of focuses you into the moment, and you've just managed to just about breathe through it. You are still conscious. You are still okay.
Yeah, I'm going to close my eyes.
Okay, yeah,
and,
so you spend some
and
time
focus breathing. Yeah.
focusing on your breathing. Balance, what are you up to, dude?
So Balance is rushing over to, did he see Caden undoing the manacles for
Yes.
Zoltana?
Yeah.
Okay, then Balance is going to rush over to Caden first. Caden, I understand that this is a little bit weird right now. I really need you to undo my manacles as well, so I can go help Kathia, please.
Yes, please. I don't know what, and he just seems to be very flustered and very like has
That's okay,
no real
breathe.
idea what the hell is going on.
It's okay, neither do we. We don't understand any of this shit.
That's fantastic. It's how I wanted it. He reaches over as you see this glow from his leg like fade down. You see that Zoltana has fixed his broken leg, and he puts the key into the back of your manacles, and it just pops open.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Be right back. And Balance rushes over to Kythea. Is she conscious or?
She's lying on the ground. Her eyes are open, but they seem to be very... they're not focused on anything. You can see there's quite a big head wound along the side of her temple, and it seems to be bleeding out quite not massively, but it's bleeding out enough. She's clearly sustained some sort of concussion.
Oh boy, I've never actually had to do this before. Well, here goes. And Balance kneels down near her head and just places his hands on both sides of her temples.
Yep.
And closes his eyes, and he is going to use his Mend Wounds ability.
Okay.
Using one psi point, so she regains 1d8 HPs. So...
Go for it.
8.
Whoa.
Damn, son.
Ooh.
Unlike Sultana's healing, as you put your hands either side of her temple and you focus all of your energy, all of your mental ability on fixing her wounds, anyone who's watching can see the cuts begin to knit together. You see branches of muscle, of blood vessels just reaching out towards each other and just fixing across and making links and forming a chain. And you see finally the top layer of skin just knit itself back together, and you see a very thin hairline scar.
After it's done, Balance kind of backs away, like just kind of leans backward and is like, "Oh, I did it. That was a first."
She looks up at you. Her eyes seem to be more focused now.
Good morning.
Hi.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
Good, because the world has gone to hell, I think.
She kind of looks around, sees the blood stained everything. The blood is, it's not exactly still raining, but, you know, the odd drips at the end of a rainstorm. She kind of looks at you and she brushes one of, across just above one of your eyes where there's blood still dripping down. And she says, you healed me, didn't you?
That I did.
But you don't give me the aura of magic. And she kind of sits up and looks at you. You're not a magic user, are you?
I am. And I'm not.
She kind of frowns at you a little. And you feel that intrusion that you felt before back in the cell when you were with everybody else.
I just give her a stern look and just say, I would appreciate it if you would stop doing that. Well, if you're going to do that, at least tell me what it is first.
First, take a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 21.
Ooh.
Yeah, you pretty much easily just block whatever it is that she was attempting to do. And she looks at you with a bit of a smile. It's like, I think you and I are going to have a conversation later. But perhaps not
I
now.
think that we shall. No, not right now. I didn't really get the chance to talk to you before, but I assume that you are not just a lunch lady.
As she goes to open her mouth to answer, you hear Lindrin get to his feet, and he turns around, looking at the three of you and the remains of the gallows, talking to various whoever it is, and sees Rouse standing there. And he says, right, you lot. I think we need to... and he sort of like runs his hand across his chin, hand over his slick back hair. Says, right, I think you three need to make your way into the admin building and we need to have a conversation of sorts. Yes, conversation. And he looks a little pale. He looks a bit sick. You probably never seen him looking this trembling before. He's been up against some guys. And he gestures for the lot of you to walk into the admin building. It's a place that you've probably only ever been to once, which was checking in. So, well, move.
Me, Arch, is really wanting to blow this guy's fucking brains out right now.
Same.
But I feel like Balance would be more intrigued at this point.
Mm-hmm. So what do you want to do? It's your inner war. It's the Lindrin is a dick, which we can all agree.
But he's acting differently, which tells me that there's probably a change.
It's entirely up to you guys. Make you aware, most of the prison staff are around here. Caden is back on his feet. Kythera is still sitting on the ground. Most of the other guards are kind of coming to and standing up. You can still hear the riotous sounds of the prisoners, like having no idea what the hell is going on. You can still hear the murmur and the cries coming from the town itself, just outside the walls. It's entirely up to you guys what you want to do.
Balance is going to stand up and then put a hand down to Kythea to help her up.
Ooh.
What?
Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Perception.
Yes, please.
That's a 7. Oops. Now, did you mean perception or insight?
I think technically investigation.
I could do that too, sure. I'm actually better at that. All right, that's an 11.
She grabs your hand and pulls herself to her feet.
Okay.
Good job.
Care to join me then?
I have a feeling things are going to get interesting from here. I assume I'm not going to be wanted. I'm just a dunce lady after all. And she kind of gives you a wry smile as Caden walks over. As Caden walks over and sort of like G's you towards the admin building. You're the person closest to him. And he looks back at Zoltana and back at Rajak. And Caden says, Are you coming? I'm sorry. You are coming. You're still prisoners. Come.
Sultana's gonna like roll her eyes, like kind of shoot Rawl a look like, can you believe this guy?
Rawls like just got his breathing under control, but he's still kind of out of it, and he doesn't really make any argument or anything. It doesn't seem like he's completely with it. Yeah, he just kind of like stumbles towards everybody else. And
Rawl, what did you do to yourself? You look like you have more blood on you than the rest of us.
it rained it.
You know what I'm talking about.
I'm bigger than you. Yes, I have more blood on me. That's how that works.
Is that how that works?
Still note that he still has his arms bound behind his back.
Yeah, he's not trying to get out of that anymore. He's just gonna go.
While we're walking along, Balance will just turn to Caden. Caden, why don't you get Rawl out of? That just doesn't seem right.
Is Rob walking with the group?
Yeah. Well, he's slowly, but yeah.
Then he would have no need to. Yeah. Lindrin is taking up the rear. And
The
he's
rear?
sort of like cheering you along. So he's behind you guys, taking up the rear. He's chivvying you guys along, and Caden extends his stride, and he takes the lead, and he directs you into the room in which you very first came into when you were brought to this place, where you had all of your things taken from you, where you were stripped down, searched, flea powdered, all that good shit. It's a pretty bare room, apart from one very long counter that goes along pretty much the middle of the room. And on the other side of that, you can see some cages, which have a selection of things and items in them. But Caden directs you to stand against the wall, and Lindrin will follow in after you.
Okay. Balance stands against the wall then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of slouch up against it.
Kythea standing next to me? We're buddies now.
Kythea is standing out in the hallway. She's not coming in with you. She is, after all, just a lunch lady.
Yeah,
Sultana is also gonna lean against the wall very angrily.
You have an angry lean on the go?
Yeah.
Okay.
She does not want to be here. She's like, everything's fucked. Why should I still be here?
Yep. Lindrin begins to pace up and down in front of you guys. He doesn't say anything for a while. And then he turns, sort of leans back on the desk, the one that's the counter that's running along the majority of this room. And he looks at you all in turn, properly sizing you up, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What I am trying to do right now is figure out whether we are supposed to be finishing the job of your sentence, or whether it has been interrupted through other means. Powers beyond our own.
Oh, you mean acts of God?
Not that I've ever really believed in such, but yes.
That's not what I saw a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and yet I saw you praying.
Exactly what she said.
Fear. In the moment, everyone has deep-seated worries and fears. I think we've just seen the apocalypse. But I don't know what to do with you.
You were pretty certain not only a few minutes ago. And Rawl is just scowling at him.
He's just not really paying attention to that at all. He's still kind of thinking, rubbing his chin with his hand. I feel that perhaps through the laws of the dawn, murderers like yourselves should be killed. We should end your life. But perhaps there is something else we can do. You're right, I did feel the presence of something more powerful. Perhaps we can use you instead. And he sort of like looks up at you, looks over at Caden, looks back at you guys again.
Use us.
If we... I was phrasing, wording. If we say that your life has ended and now belongs to, let's say, me, technically you are dead. It's not your life anymore, it's mine. He begins to pace up and down. I think it's an option. And to be fair, there is an apocalypse going on. Begins to pace a bit more. And he looks up at you guys. Stops. It's either that or... Well, I guess we take you back out to the gallows. Your choice.
And if we're all such evil murderers, what's to stop us from killing you right now and walking out?
He chuckles. He looks over at Caden, who's sort of standing in the doorway. It's like,
It is, after all, an apocalypse, according to you.
yes, but perhaps we can be of assistance to one another. I don't want the apocalypse. I can't continue having my fun if the apocalypse is here. Perhaps what we can do is set you to the task of finding out what the fuck is going on. And if perhaps I have friends in the Witches Society. And he begins to tap his chin. Yes, I have friends. Perhaps if I bind your fate to your friend Caden's here, and you see Caden just stop, then perhaps you'll be a little easier to control. Any rebuttals?
Has he done anything yet?
No, he's still just pacing and walking and occasionally stopping when he has a great idea and then continuing to pace again. Take an insight check?
Sure. 7. God damn it.
Yeah, it's difficult to read.
That's okay. I'm not liking where this is going, and I'm not liking the fact that he just threatened Caden. I'm going to lash out at him. I am going to use my psionic blast with 2 psi points.
Okay, so explain what it does.
So, psionic blast is, as an action, I choose a creature I could see within 60 feet, and for each psi point I spend, they take 1d8 psychic damage.
Roll some damage.
Because fuck this guy.
Honestly, yeah.
That is 5 psychic damage.
Okay.
And nothing outwardly has changed with balance. He's just looking at Lindrin.
No, nothing, and your appearance absolutely changes at all. But you guys do see, as Lindrin is pacing up and down, he suddenly stops and puts a hand to his head as if, just gotten the worst headache, suddenly start up. And he kind of looks around, looks a bit confused at you all.
Let me ask you something.
Wait, he's still... All right. Go ahead.
If you think we're all such evil assholes, why do you think we'd give a shit about Caden's life connected with us? No offense, Caden, we all like you. But I'm just asking him what makes him think. If he thinks we're all such evil murderers.
Rawl actually turns his attention to Zoltana.
Okay. Lindrin just looks at you, raises one hand, points at you, points back at Caden, and then back at you again, as if you have just explained his point.
She's like, listen, that doesn't mean shit. I'm just pointing out flaws in your logic.
You did, in fact. I saw it. You healed him, didn't you? You didn't have to. So I know that you're all invested in him, and I know that many of the prisoners here are invested in his well-being.
I'm hitting him again.
Sure.
I'm doing mind thrust this time.
Bless you.
God damn it, 1 damage. All right. Mind thrust. As an action target, someone within 120, they have to succeed on an intelligence save, or they take a 1d10 psychic damage.
11, so he fails.
Okay, so he takes 1 psychic damage, and if he keeps talking, I'm going to keep doing it.
That's fine. He does
because I don't want to hear anything of what he is doing.
I don't see what's happening, do I?
No,
there's nothing happening.
Nobody can really figure. As far as you can tell, like occasionally he just like rubs his head as if he's got a headache, but then he could actually just be rubbing his because the apocalypse just came and he's a little bit concerned.
You let me know when you want me to roll each time, because
Sure.
I'm going to keep fucking doing it.
Do what the hell you want.
I want him dead right now.
He sits himself up on the desk. Again, sort of rubbing his head a little bit as if he's like, oh, Jesus. You and I don't get on. And frankly, I hate you, Dragonborn. So, what if we put a middleman in the way? What if we put Caden in charge of your outfit?
So Caden comes with us.
Yes. Caden reports to me. You do what I think is probably best for the world so I can continue running my prison in peace. And I never have to see you.
Every time he says shit that I don't like, I'm going to keep hitting that fucking button.
You can keep doing it.
How much HP? This guy's got like mad HP though, probably.
I don't care. I want him dead.
So what are you doing? Just explain what you're doing again. You mind thrusting him again.
I am going to continually mind thrust him because I don't want to use all my psionic points. But what if Rawl does something stupid again?
He passes this one. You don't see him flinch at all.
Fuck.
Caden looks over at you all with a raised eyebrow, I guess. We can do that if you guys want. I mean, that there's an apocalypse, weird level shit happening, and you have to die. Your life has to be gone because we're dawn now.
All right. Well, here's what I gotta ask. Do we actually gotta come back here and die at the end of whatever the fuck it is you're sending us out doing? Because I got some shit to do, and I ain't ready to die.
Give me your pitch. Why should we save your life at the end of this? In theory, we could just send you out to the dusk.
Because we're people, and
Sure. You can totally roll a mind thrust on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fuck, why do I keep rolling 1 damage?
He passes.
that's
He
terrible.
rolled a 19.
So what exactly are your terms?
Why should we do fucking anything to end the apocalypse if we have to die at the end of it? That's what I want to know.
You are curious about what is going on. I am curious about what is going on, but why should I care? And what are you holding against us?
Oh, you want the brass tacks of the situation. I thought I made that clear, but obviously not. I am dealing with cretins after all. So, these are the terms as I think right now they should be. You will be bound to Caden. You will work for Caden. You will find whatever the hell this apocalypse is. You will end it. And at the end of that, we shall see you delivered to the dusk, provided, of course, that you don't continue your homicidal, murderous ways. Should we find that any breach such as that occurs, we shall hang you immediately, without any second recompense. Divine intervention be damned.
And what of Caden? If we fail?
his fate is bound to yours.
Like, literally, magically? Like,
I have friends in the Witcher Society.
like you saying that if we die, he dies or something like that? Is that what you're saying?
He rubs his chin, looks over at Caden, who's like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And Lindrin raises a hand and he says, perhaps not death, but his continued employment, shall we say. He has family to take care of also. If you fail, we shall see that he never gets hired here again. Caden sort of goes a little bit pale and a little bit twitchy.
I'm gonna look over at Caden.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of make prolonged eye contact with him.
I'm hitting him again.
Take an insight check. You're hitting him again. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a big hit. Woo.
That is a big hit if he takes it. Please take it.
And he does.
That is
Yay!
9 psychic damage.
You see Lindrin almost. He sort of like leans very heavily on the desk with his head in both of his hands, and he lets out an audible like, "Oh, jeez,
Good.
bloody apocalypse."
Yes, that's what that is.
Okay, so what's your insight? Are you inciting him, or are you trying to give him a message, or I don't know what you're looking at him for.
I want to see how he's reacting to this.
Yeah, go for an insight.
If he feels threatened, if he feels like I want to make eye contact with him so that I can determine if he wants me to do anything about this, since he's kind of being thrown in it without any say.
Okay.
15.
He is nervous. You know that from your previous experience with him, you know that he believes you, in the very least, to be innocent of your crime, whether you are or not. We'll reveal that later. You know that he clearly cares deeply for his family, and the fact that they have been put on the line a little bit has unnerved him. The whole apocalypse thing is probably unnerving him too. Blood rain, not so good. But you also see a slight glimmer of perhaps either hope or a bit of relief.
Okay.
You could alternatively
nothing-
just ask him.
I'm gonna kind of keep looking at him and not break eye contact and let everyone else do things at this time.
I'm
Okay.
hitting him again.
Oh my god. Okay.
I want him dead. He's a bad person.
Fuck that guy.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you the mishaps of threatening this guy, but sure, go for it.
I'm not threatening him. I'm just staring at him.
He's fine.
Damn it.
He rolled a 6. He rolled an 18.
I should probably clarify for the listeners. The DC is 13 because I'm just a wee little babby right now.
Yeah, he's just a tiny, tiny little psychic. Okay.
So small.
He's so small.
Powers.
He's not. He's
So
like
small.
5 foot something or 6 foot something, isn't he? Either way, that's
6 foot
irrelevant. Caden looks over. Well, he's currently in this kind of like staring competition, kind of, with Raljak. And he steps forward into the room a little bit. You can see Kythir standing, but sort of leaning against the wall opposite the room. And Caden says, "Well, it would be, better than dying, surely. And this, I mean, let's be honest. Let's get our shit together. There's an apocalypse happening. We should deal with that, right?"
I agree.
All right. I don't know about these two, but I'm in.
Balance, Rajak.
Balance finally snaps out of it, shaking his head like he was not quite really paying attention.
I'm going to leave it up to Caden. So
This is your choice, Rajak. I'm okay to be in this. This affects my family too. So
I'm not going to make decisions that affect you and your family.
well with Zoltan on board. I'm in anyway.
Then I guess I am in too.
But balance. Are we hanging you or are you with us? He kind of looks a little bit nervous.
Balance just stands there, looking between Lindrin and Caden. Lets out a long sigh, just... Very well. But before I do agree, Lindrin and Caden, I just have a question for both of you. More just
sure.
to
Okay.
sate my curiosity. Do you believe in the greater good?
You see Lindrin smile, and he says, I believe that people are just who they are. No good, no evil, just dicks and non-dicks. But after I've just witnessed your execution being null and void by a higher power, perhaps there is a greater good. Caden just nods.
Dicks and non-dicks, eh? Well, hate to tell you this, Lindrin, but you're a dick. Actually, no, I don't hate to tell you that. I love to tell you that. You're a dick, you're a dick, you're a dick.
Balance has to forcibly restrain himself from laughing out loud.
I know you think we're dicks, but we're not. You're a dick.
I should have seen that one coming.
You should have.
That was good.
That was round of applause. Name of the episode: Dicks and Non-Dicks. Lindrin, you're a dick. You see Caden just smile, and he's shaking his head, looking down, trying not to also burst into laughter. You hear Kythea's like tinkly little laugh just out in the corridor, and you see Lindrin just frown. You see him like clench his fist, and you hear the crack of each of the knuckles as he does it. And he looks at Caden at this point, and he says, "Well, she's your problem now. What about you, Balance? Are you his problem too, or do I just take you outside and be done with you?" Caden is still laughing.
Balance is also like, he's got like a slight upturn at the corners of his lips. He's like, yes, I think I will submit myself to being Caden's problem. And he visibly is doing air quotes.
The same as Arch is literally doing air quotes right now.
Yeah, it's just problem.
Lindrin stands up, rubbing his head. You can see he's sweating kind of profusely. There's obviously something wrong with him. And he makes his way out to the door, and he turns to Caden and says, well, your group, as we shall call them, we need a better name than that, your group. Ugh. Get them attired, get them out of my sight. I shall give you your first assignment shortly.
Can I hit him before he leaves?
Yes. I'm going to let him finish his speech first.
Sure.
He has to finish his monologue. Come on, dude. It's his Evil 101.
Sorry, I didn't recognize it as an evil monologue. My apologies.
It's more like an evil outro.
The group recognizes the evil monologue.
Thank you. Yes, I will give you your first assignment shortly. I will be sending a friend of mine from the Witcher Society to bind your fates together. Ugh. And he just turns. He almost knocks into Kythea as he leaves. And he goes back into his general offices. You guys are in this room with Caden. What do you guys want to do? You've hit him with another mind thrust, I assume?
Yes, as he's leaving, I just hit him once more for good measure.
Okay. He fails.
He takes another 8 psychic damage.
Whoa! Holy shit. You see, let's explain this away properly. As you see him leave, it looks like he falls into Kythea, like, what the hell's going on? But you, Balance, know that you have just fucked this guy right up, and he didn't accidentally fall into her. He basically passed out almost into her, bounced off the wall, and has continued, like, shuffling, almost like, basically shuffling along this corridor. I'm not telling you how many hit points he got down to.
Nope.
I'm not saying, sorry, I'll put that back to actually Mike. I'm not going to say how many hit points he's down to because that's just too funny in my mind.
That's quite all right. Balance the whole time, it has a slight smirk. knowing what has happened.
Also, as he's leaving, Zoltana calls out, all right, bye, dickhead. Go die.
Now, Zoltana, there's only so much you can get away with.
Fuck it. He's gonna kill me when I get back from wherever the fuck I'm going anyway, so what the hell do I care?
He can try.
No, not necessarily. I mean, he can deliver you to back to the dusk, so you won't be under a Pella's law anymore. Maybe this is a good thing.
Right, but then I go back to jail, and that's not in my future either, so I don't want that.
Caden, do you really trust him?
Lindrin, he's
A dick.
Yes, but he has an idea, and he is a man of his word. You know, if he it's not threats, they're statements. So
and he's also making unnecessary quote unquote statements towards you and your family, and bringing you into things that you do not need to be brought into.
But if all of this aside, whether he's threatened me or not, my family's income or not, if we don't deal with this, that who's going to protect them anyway? Whatever the hell is going on out there, whatever it is, someone has to stop it. And if I don't step up, then what kind of father am I?
Caden, you're a father? I don't recall that ever being told.
Yeah, same. I feel like that would have been in the notes or something.
Why would I ever have told you?
I thought we were friends.
He kind of looks down and looks back up and looks almost apologetic. Well, we're friends as far as you're technically still prisoners here.
Were you just showing us pity?
No, I didn't. But I didn't. It's not. My family are my business. I like them to keep separate from my work life. We're in a prison.
You know, Caden, if I was a father, I would have told you.
Cool, but I like to keep my two lives separate. I'm sorry I didn't say before, but you have to understand.
That is just my concern, Caden, is you like to keep these things separate, yet Lindrin just
dragged it in.
He did.
He's threatening you. I could have done something.
I'm okay with this. In theory, if we can if I can persuade him that he doesn't want you here, we can not be in the prison. We don't have to see him all the time. I was actually kind of relieved. It means, well, we don't have to see him.
That is a fair point. Caden,
that's a very good point.
If we're to be, I guess, going out and doing whatever it is that Lindrin's going to send us on, what are you capable of? For that matter, what about the rest of you?
He steps back, gives you a bit of a wide berth, and he pulls out his sword, and he just flicks his wrist, and you see green flames erupt along it.
Oh!
I don't really have cause to do this often. I try to talk my way around things, but I have a degree of magic, martial prowess.
Caden, I never knew you had that in you. Good on you.
He looks a little bit embarrassed, like a little flush goes up on his cheeks.
No, Caden, not like that. Not like that. I apologize. I was not that way.
He flicks his wrist out, and the green flames along his sword disappear, and he puts the sword back into his belt.
All right. What about you two?
I can fight with a sword, and I can heal, and I can call on my god.
I've been meaning to say to you, by the way, I apologize for my comment earlier about the whole god abandoning you thing. I'm starting to believe a little bit based on the fact that, we're not dead.
Yeah, you know what? I think that was my god. I think he He has a mission for us.
For all of our sakes, I hope that you're right.
A mission from Gad.
Oh my god. How long have you been waiting for that?
So long. So long.
Hook, line, and sinker.
All right.
And Rawl, I think you're, you punch things, yeah?
Well, I don't have magic, and I'm a class 1, so you put it together. I'm good at killing things. What was that, the first thing that you said to me?
You can handle yourself?
Exactly.
Well, technically the first thing I said to you was, you there, what is your name? But semantics aside.
You know, my memory is not the greatest.
So we can all do things. If we can find a place outside of this, we can set up there and maybe we can bring someone else in to manage some of the other tasks associated with this. We could get you guys outfitted properly. Yeah, that could work. I mean, do you guys your things? And he turns around as if he's just remembered where the hell he is, and he indicates at the cages behind you. And Zoltana, you can see your stuff neatly within one of these cages. Roljak, you can see the very, very few items that you brought with you. You can see that within your cage. And Balance, you don't see a cage for you.
Caden, where are my things? Was I brought in with things? I can't remember much.
When you were brought here, I mean, there must be your things here somewhere. And he begins to like pull out like a filing case, and he goes through it, and he goes back through like the next filing case, and then much gets older and older and older, and he eventually brings out this kind of like box which is like covered in dust, gives it a big kind of whoo, and you see all this dust just like fly off the end, and he opens up this box and he puts the lid down and he pops it up on top of the desk, and there is a pile of your things.
And what are my things?
It's you've obviously been here a while. I don't know why this wasn't with the other stuff. So,
Jesus Christ, how long you been here?
50 years.
50 years.
Wow.
Well, it's not that long when you're an elf, but yeah.
How many people did you kill?
He kind of frowns a bit, and he says, "It doesn't have a release date on here. That's really odd. Maybe they forgot about it.
Perhaps
doesn't have a name on here either. Just your number.
Don't worry, Elf. They were not going to release me either.
And yet now they're releasing us both. How fun.
You think we are free?
Well, you're in my custody. You're not really released.
Caden, to be fair, at this point, I consider you more of a friend and an ally. Not my boss, not my jailer. We're equals.
Take a persuasion check for me.
22.
He stands up. He puts his hand out to you, and he says, "I don't know why your notes are odd, and I know why the basics of why you're here, but perhaps we could make this more, as you said, more of a friendship to stop whatever the hell is going on." And he puts his hand out for you to shake.
Balance shakes in return and then pulls Caden in close, and then so they're up close, he whispers to him, "What do you know?"
He leans into your ear and he says, "I know everything." And he pulls away and gives you probably about an inch from your face and just stares at you.
Balance turns paler than he was before. and
then they kiss.
No. Let's not start shipping that shit just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
And then he goes through the box of stuff.
Okay, so what's in your box, dude?
I assume it's the stuff that I actually have listed.
Yep, so list your stuff.
Okay. So in the box, there is a longbow with a quiver of arrows, 2 short swords, a set of studded leather armor that is in the design of an Inquisitor's attire, as well as a backpack, a bedroll, mess kit in the box, a set of rather regal-looking clothes, and a signet ring, which he very deftly pockets.
Excellent. Caden does note this. All right, so what's in Rolshark's box? Sorry, cage. You can't have a cage of your stuff. There's bug all in it, but there's a cage of your stuff.
I have my jacket. I have my hoodie, and is like any amount of gold that we had on us in there.
Yeah, let's go with yes, yeah.
Okay, and he had 26 gold on him at the time.
Also, there is your letter from Bogrim, which you received probably a couple of days after being tossed in jail. So that letter is there also.
Okay, yeah, I'll pocket that. And oh, hold on, no, I don't actually. Fuck.
You have a hoodie. You could have a pocket in your hoodie.
No, I don't have hands. I'm still cuffed.
No, I thought...
Oh my God, you are!
Kaden didn't let him out?
Okay, so realizing that you still have your hands cuffed behind your back, Caden undoes your manacles, and then you can have access to your stuff. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good. We all didn't care.
Awesome, yeah. He undoes your cuffs at this point, and yeah, you can have access to all the stuff in your cage.
Thank you, Caden. You have the medicine.
You should have this. Hands it over to you.
It's no use to me. Here. You've been responsible for it in here.
Okay, if you still trust me with this, then yeah, of course I'll keep hold of it. And he pockets the small vial.
Yeah, just don't lose it. It's not easily replaceable.
I understand. All right, so you have your grey hoodie with gold embroidery. Is that what you went for in the end?
Yeah, it's a gray hoodie. It's pretty nice. It's not scraggly like the rest of the clothes that Raw has in prison, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually well made.
Yeah, it's not fraying at all. At all. It's not burnt at all. This is a good hoodie. Okay, Zoltana, what is in your crate?
It is a white tunic, brown breeches, boots, chainmail, a great sword, a hand axe, and a priest pack, because her wedding ring and her symbol are already around her neck. So,
Caden smiles at you all, and he walks to the doorway, and he pulls out the key to lock the door, and he turns to you and says, I think this is just one more time, so just bear with it, and I'll see you when the witch arrives from the society. Cool. He closes the door, and you hear it lock.
hey, it's me, Zoltana, voiced by the beautiful Casey. I just want to say thank you for listening. We really appreciate your ear patronage, especially as we get this podcast off the ground. What really helps right now is if you leave us ratings and reviews on iTunes. We read all of them, I promise. Thanks to the wonderful folks at the Spark Network for taking a chance on a couple of mooks like us. Catch them at thespark.network. We're not the only podcast on there, so check out the others too. They're great. You can catch us on Twitter at TLDpod. You can find the cast's individual Twitters in the iTunes description and on our website, theluckydie.com. We also have a Facebook. Go like us on there. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, email us at theluckydiepodcast@gmail.com. Finally, many thanks to Jason Basel for the artwork. It's beautiful, and I love it, because I look tough as hell, which I am. And don't forget that. That's all. See you beautiful people next time. The Spark Network. Imagine what your idea can do.